In realms long forgotten, there are tales of the Forest Kingdom, a place of honour and chivalry, known to some as the Land of the Purple Dragon, but known to all as Cormyr.
Hi, I'm Tilda, and I'm playing Hiram, a half-orc paladin.
Hi, my name's Carl. I'm playing Catcher Donahue, human bard.
Hi, I'm Julia, and I'm playing Badger, a forest gnome monk.
Hi, my name is Anton, and I play Balthazar, a Warforged Cleric of Azuth.
Hi, my name is Al, and I'm playing Slate, a changeling druid.
Hi, I'm Matt, and I'm playing Zombo, who is a halfling rogue/warlock.
And my name is Dan. I shall be the dungeon master on this adventure. Hello, everybody. How are we all doing?
Hello,
Good.
Dan.
Hello.
Yeah,
Good
you
evening.
thought I was going to come in with a good evening, didn't you? Yeah, it took you all by
So-
surprise.
Bit of a yeehaw there, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have all of our enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Give it back.
So, yes, we are all here except for Elle at the moment. She'll be dropping into the recording at some point soon, hopefully. But yes, hello, you made it all back. You lot and you lot, so thank you for that. Last time I checked, the Warhounds were climbing up the side of a mountain and have found themselves in a spot of bother. So, shall we kind of flick on over, find out how they're
Yeah.
getting on?
There were
Yeah.
some laughing things, we didn't like it.
Yeah.
There were some
Giggle dogs.
We rejoin our adventuring party as they scale the Stormhorns, the vast oppressive mountain range which stretches for hundreds upon hundreds of miles around Cormyr's northern and western borders, following the chance re-emergence of the Hunter's flagship above the mountain peaks. Under the insistence of the Dragonborn paladin Varaxus and the musings of the Githsarai Azarad, a plan of diplomacy has been hatched, a plan which has not sat well with all of the wary Warhounds. After a brief stopover at a friendly halfling bed and bath, the Warhounds begin their ascent towards the looming silhouette in the sky. The sounds of maniacal giggling have given away the ambush of a group of gnolls hoping for a quick meal, and the Warhounds now find themselves readying for battle. Far from here, Suzail shows no signs of allowing the civil war to de-escalate, and both Radrons and Loyalists battle to retrieve the mysterious artifact known as Ireland's diadem. We can only hope there aren't many other forces after the same prize, too.
I like to think, Dan, that you, the DM, just appears in our scene as a newscaster. And you do your little intro, and then you walk out of the scene, and then we...
The camera pans
Moving-
sideways, and then this is us.
This is the
And now for
Warhounds
something completely different.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say that's kind of very into the woods. Just be careful you don't get sacrificed like the narrator does in the second half of the story.
I'll try. I'll try my best, but I can't promise anything. Right.
Giggle
So,
dogs. Giggle
Giggle
dogs.
dogs!
Giggle Dogs, we find the Warhounds on the sides of a mountain. And if I could get everyone to roll initiative.
Gladly.
Yes.
Catcher gets an 18. Drool gets a 19.
Oh, my initiative sucks. Oh,
Take that.
yes. Oh,
17 for
18.
Zombo.
Uh-huh.
Guy, no, stop rolling so well. I want to roll good, and you guys not.
I mean, you did beat the two fastest people.
If it makes
Yeah,
you feel
yeah, you
better,
beat
I'm
the
about to roll
smalls.
something really horrible.
Did beat. Okay.
Hey!
Yeah.
Paladin
There
initiative.
you go.
I'm second. That's not bad.
I will roll for Slate.
Wait.
Here, you always have the worst initiative ever. Always.
Perfect. So, yes, at the top of round. So, just very, very quickly recap. As you're heading up, Badger and Hiram, you saw and heard the presence of these kind of misshapen, bipedal hyena-like creatures, accompanied by this kind of cackling across the winds. As the winds begin to kind of pick up and swirl around you, as you see a storm cloud kind of blowing overhead, one of you has launched a sausage which was tucked away in Balthazar's armor, which was expertly shot out the sky by a gnoll. Another gnoll looks to you all, and seeing the gnome out front, is going to,
Oh no.
oh no, an arrow launches.
Does it?
I don't know. Does it?
Deflect missiles. So I'm going to use my reaction to attempt to deflect.
Well, does
it.
a 17 hit you?
Oh, does it? No, it does not.
Oh,
Do I not get to hit? Oh, okay. I was so excited. I finally get to use my deflect missiles. I didn't even bother to check if it hit me.
The curse of high AC with that. It's like you want to be as low as possible, so you go woohoo.
But
Can you do that for other people? Because somebody's going to come and stand next to you if so.
I actually can
Actually
if you're
can.
within 30 feet of me.
Amazing.
So, yeah, Badger, as you shout for everyone to take cover, an arrow flies through the air, kind of ragged, feathering, flapping in the wind as it boom, kind of embeds in the floor by your feet. There's another, as another arrow. Let's see if I can hit you this time. Then you can use your class ability. No, just and the arrow flies up and is caught by the wind, kind of disappears off into the distance. Draw. What
Jules
do you do?
gonna do? There's nothing.
equal dog versus big dog. Let's go.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think that's a bad idea, Anton. And it's in range if he dashes. So Draw's just going to absolutely beeline it across.
Okay.
Not laughing so much as just.
Okie dokie. In which case, yeah. So Draw rounds the corner. From the bushes emerge what can only be described as a giant hyena.
Oh,
Which kind of turns and snarls menacingly at Draw. Anything else, Draw?
That's all he can do.
Okay, catcher.
What can we see at the moment?
So yes, you can see from where you are. I mean, there are trees, kind of occasional trees on the way up this path, but on the ridges ahead of you, you can see one knoll on the first ridge, two knolls on the second. There are additional knolls on a further ridge off up to the left.
As long as I can see them, that is fantastic. She looks to the one at the top, and she's like, "We are not your enemies," as she forces a thought into its mind and makes it see enemies abound.
Which one? Ping it for me,
The
sorry.
one at the top here.
Okay, so one of the ones on the further ridge. Okay, so that one will make a
Intelligence saving throw.
right. So the knoll, as you whisper into the knoll's head, it
Fails.
okay.
High DC, isn't it? 17. Bloomin' heck.
Yeah.
So, as you whisper into the mind of the knoll becomes confused and distracted, and it starts like looking around, giggling and snarling in equal measure.
And then lastly, she looks to Badger and she's like, "Go get him!" As she throws you a bardic inspiration.
Chars.
Okay.
You're welcome.
And Badger gets a.
Now I have to let the cats out of the room. One moment.
Okay. So
That's what I could hear.
next up, one of the other gnolls fires off another arrow. This one is going to fire at The small blue thing.
Ooh.
14 against Zumbo.
Misses.
Okay. Another arrow slams into the ground. Balthazar.
Cool. I'm gonna cast Aid
Mm-hmm.
on. Who are the? Let's be close to me. On Emily, Katya, and I guess Zumbo. Sure.
So
what
Emily, Katja, and Zumbo.
Thanks, Balthazar.
Thank you.
Okay,
I'm gonna
cool.
cast at level.
Aid do
Four.
again. It gives you temporaries, doesn't it?
So is that 15 hit points?
Fourth is 15 each.
Perfect.
It's-
Okay.
It's not temporary either, it's just hit points.
Nice.
Yes.
Uh,
yes. So yeah, your
Yes,
hit points
correct, yeah.
go up by 15.
I'm gonna go behind
Awesome.
this rock here.
Cool. So yes, Balthazar, as you raise your staff in the air, and everyone else, you notice that maybe off the back of Balthazar's revelation over the past week, the light on the staff kind of thrums with much more intensity, because clearly Balthazar's figured out the frequency that he's tuning
Yes.
into.
He'll raise his stuff and go, "Hey, Zeus, can you use a little help here? Thanks."
And yes, a bright white light emanates from Catcher Zumbo and Emily. Anything else, Balthazar?
I proceed to hide.
Okay, cool. Balthazar. Sorry, Badger.
Yes. Badger sees Drool run off to the big one and goes, wait for me! I think I should be able to get to about there. Is that 10-foot guy? Nah, is that it just about?
It is. Yeah,
Yay! Okay, so I'm gonna hit him with my fiery fists from 10 foot away.
Okay.
So has to be unarmed strike.
So distracted by Drool as Drool rounds the corner.
Okay. It is a normal 14 to hit.
That is a hit.
Oh, cool. And then I'm gonna do another hit. Oh, that's a crit fail.
That is not a hit.
Yeah. So the second one fizzes and flusters, and I go, oh.
How much
that's
damage
just-
on the first attack?
The first attack will do him 9 fiery
9
damage.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect.
And I think I probably just want to chill for now.
Okay. So yeah, as you run round and kind of throw out your two bursts of flame, the first one hits a hyena and it kind of skitters away, allowing it to dodge a second.
Although if I'm not using my bonus, I might as well summon Azarad. Yeah. I'm going to summon Azarad kind of over this side of the creature. Just sort of use my bonus action. There we go. Thank you.
Okay, and you should have control of the Azarad token.
I do indeed. Thank you.
Perfect.
All done.
Okay, so yes, the tattoo on your arm diminishes as a silvery form materializes alongside the giant knoll.
I go, Azarad, giggle dogs.
And
Get
he turns to look at the hyena-esque creatures, and his eyes blaze yellow. As that happens, the knoll looks at him, seeing this apparition appear. Probably doesn't want to deal with that because it's a ghost. So instead, will it kind of runs forward through the shrubs, emerges with a spear, and swings it towards.
No.
Yeah, he's going to swing it at Drool. Oh, sorry, he's going to thrust it at Drool
Ooh,
for
ouch.
20 to hit.
Just, yeah.
Puppy!
I don't know if this is going to roll the right damage, so let's do that. 10 damage as Drool takes a null spear to the flank. Yes, and the null kind of laughs and cackles as it skitters around you, trying to keep as far away from the ghost as it can. Zumbo.
Yeah. Okay. So he is going to. Betty's going to spit some balls of water into his hands, and as he runs towards Balthazar, he's going to fling them up at the gnolls on the ledge.
Okay.
So get to about there and start firing at this one here.
Yeah.
So 12 for the first one.
So as you shoot the first globule of water, the gnoll ducks and it splashes against the ridge.
Okay, so he'll throw the other one in his offhand. 24 for that one.
The gnoll emerges to get cackle at you and takes a second one to the face.
Okay, so it's 16? No, 13 it is. It's included by plus 3.
Okay, and then he's pushed as well, right?
Yeah, push 10 feet back.
So 10 feet back puts him to there. Okay, yeah, so this gnoll is just caught under the chin by the eldritch bubble. He's fired backwards.
Cool, so I'm going to go stand behind Balthazar and kind of flatten myself against the rock.
What are they?
I don't know, keep doing whatever you're doing. Hit him with something.
Okay.
And as my bonus action, I'm going to glance over to where Badger and Jewel are. Well, Jewel's busy getting stabbed, so Betty will waggle her tentacles, and a watery tentacle will appear just there.
Sweet.
There or here?
Just there. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So there's the gnoll and the giant hyena. Their eyes boggle as this splash of water from the mountainside and a large rubbery black tentacle bursts from the ground.
Would my halfling look apply to that? Because I
It
can't roll natural ones,
They
technically.
would, though. I think if it does.
But it's
Let's
maybe
have
it's
a-
not me, so it's up to Dan, I guess.
But
Tentacle
it's not a
two.
separate creature, so it is you ruling. It's like a spiritual weapon, right?
Yeah, that's true, I suppose.
You can make a melee. When you create the tentacle. You know what? I'm going to say yes.
Okay, thank you. So this is against the giant hyena.
Yes. Okay. That is a hit.
Yeah, okay. So 7 cold damage, and its movement slowed by 10.
Okay. Movement slowed by 10. Perfect. Anything else?
No, that's me.
Okay, Emily. Oh, Emily.
Emily is going to look up to Hiram and point at the giant hyena and say, "I want one." And then she is going to move 30 feet. She's going to be here, if I remember correctly. Let me double check that. Is going to be here.
Okay.
Then she is going to use the help action
Yes.
as a bonus action. So helpful as a bonus action, and she is going to target the gnoll
Okay. Yes.
over here. And then she's going to shoot the gnoll.
Okay. So the gnoll that's just kind of skipped away from Drawl and put itself in the open. Emily closes one eye.
And try to shoot. 13.
I stabbed at Drawl with 2 hands on the spear, so that does hit. Because the shield is currently slung over the gnoll's back.
That is very, very helpful. Thank you. Sorry, Draw. So that's that's 8 damage plus 2d6 because of helpful. So that's 12 damage in total.
12 damage. And there's a... as the bolt hits into, ironically, the gnoll's shield arm.
Okay, and that's Emily.
Okie dokie. So as this all happens, from behind the rock, who would have thunk it? There is a horrific, as a what you can only describe as the same sort of giggles you've heard before, tinged with demonic energy.
Oh dear.
As
But in a good way.
let's- yeah. So Badger, you watch as this white furred knoll covered. As you glance over, it's lightning quick as it speeds towards you. As you look over, it seems like it's got this kind of tribal red war paint splattered across its fur. As it gets closer, as it gets closer, you recognize that it's not red war paint, it's dried blood. And the piercing yellow eyes that are fixated on you just kind of blaze with an intense fury, and it leaps at you, like it skids up to you and just kind of screams in your face, ready for the next turn.
Badger just screams right back.
So as that happens, the giant hyena takes a bite at Drawl. 13
That is
hit.
a miss.
Okay, and then it tries to skip away. Yep.
May Azarad make an attack of opportunity,
Yep.
please? Okay. I guess that uses my reaction up. Unarmed strike. Azarad. That's only an 8.
Okay. Yeah, Azrag kind of reaches out, but the hyena kind of skitters sideways and out the way. And that is that. Hiram.
Hiram is going to look after Emily and like, what? No, don't run! And is going to run himself towards Emily, which is.
But she's just standing in the middle with the cruff going, yes, take this.
Yes, that's 25 feet.
Putting bits of licorice on the end. Take that. Get rid of this.
Yeah, well, while this is happening, so he runs up to Emily, touches her shoulder, and casts warding bond.
Ah.
Oh, cute.
On your. So that's between the two.
On my
of you, isn't
ward.
it? Yeah. Cool. So you both have a shield icon to show warding bond.
Whee.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
hopefully she's not gonna get damaged too badly, but hey, you know,
You
just
never
in case.
Cool. Anything else, Hiram?
Nope, that's all.
Okay. In which case, there's another mad cackle, and so the knoll that just got blasted back by Zombo's magic, it skitters back forwards to the ledge, like drops prone, brings out its bow and tries to shoot from prone at. Let's put that warding bond to the test, eh? 18 against Emily.
Do you believe that hits?
Okay.
Even with a
7
+1.
damage.
Even with her +1, yes. Okay, so she takes. So she is resistant to all damage.
So she'll take 3.
So Hiram takes 7, and she takes 3.
Does Hiram not take the same amount of damage as Emily?
I would think so.
Let me double check.
Yeah, it
that
takes
one.
the same amount of damage.
Yeah, so you both
Oh,
take
never
3.
mind.
3
3 and
each.
3.
Not so bad.
You
Never seen that spell before. That's quite cool.
It's a cool one, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It's
and
perfect for this
Also, thank you
dynamic.
for the
as well.
extra the temporary hit points because Emily is basically fine.
Yes. Yes, the knoll cackles as it lands the shot and then makes a noise as it realizes that the small tasty morsel hasn't died. As that happens, this knoll up on the ridge, blissfully unaware of the dire straits it's currently in, steps forward alongside its ally and scans around and fires another bow shot. at the redhead. Katya, 12 to hit.
That is a miss.
Okay, and Katya, there's an arrow lands nearby. Chiron. Chiron will
Find a very friendly patch of lichen to chat with about the day's events.
Yeah.
And Chiron help Emily recruit the hyena to our side.
Turn into a giant hyena.
Let's be honest.
Turn into a giant hyena.
No, I'm not going to use
Yeah.
up Elle's things. So yeah, realistically,
She's DM mode at the moment. She gets unlimited
If she doesn't like what you do, then you can just refund her the use of it.
You are DM. This is
Yeah.
well, Chiron's going to take one look at all these flying arrows. He's also going to take a look at the large giggle dog, and a plan forms in his mind as he kind of scoots around the edge because he's gonna flank. So as Chiron kind of scoots around the edge, there is. Okay, so hang on. Let me have a look at this. When am I going to choose another? We're going all creatures. Let's choose possible. Cool. Right. So 1, 2. Can't see you. 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so the gnoll that you have charmed, Catcher, is going to roll a d12. 1, 2. So, as its gnoll companion runs up alongside and fires an arrow off at Katya, the charmed gnoll turns around, drops its bow, draws its spear, and with a hackle spears the gnoll in spears the other gnoll in the flank for sorry, that should be
For all the damage.
it's not 8 damage, it is two-handed, 4 damage. So -4. And yes, the two gnolls look at each other, they start barking and yipping and kind of gnashing at one another. Does he get to save at the end of each turn, or just when he takes damage?
just when he takes damage, I believe.
Okay, cool. Right, in which case, another gnoll kind of steps out into the middle of the pass, lines up a shot. Oh, actually, you'll get +2 to your armor for this Zumbo, as it fires a shot at you as you're kind of taking cover behind the rock. 14 to hit.
No, not quite.
Okay, you hear a ping as an arrow smashes against the rocks you're hiding behind. Draw.
Draw's going to look to the big giggle dog. Attempt to take a bite for 21.
That's a hit.
For 9 damage.
Okay.
Will it take a strength saving throw? It's large.
Yep. We'll just do it with advantage. 19.
Okay, so just to add to the fun of it, then he takes an extra 8 damage as Drool illuminates and headbutts it back.
Okay. So it's down to 2 charges. Cool. Okay, and it goes back 5.
5 feet.
So, boom. There it goes. Move it there. Right. So yes, Drool as Drool clamps down, and the ball in the translucent ball it circles him, and he knocks this giant hyena for 6. Anything else, Drool?
That will be all.
Katya.
Katya is going to look to Hiram and go get him as well.
Ooh.
Oh, we're going haste.
Oh, I missed haste. I really missed haste.
And just to make it extra dangerous, also have a bardic inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
And then
Well, that doesn't feel quite right until Hiram's got haste on him.
Exactly. And then she's going to run into the tree line to hide with Balthazar and Zumbo.
Yeah, we're just gonna stay here. No, yeah, we'll just be tight. And then...
Let the heavy hitters do all the work.
Okay, so Hiram's been turned into a weapon of mass
Into the
destruction.
pain train. Woo!
Yeah. Right, so this
Oh
knoll...
my god, you can hear his muscles go like.
So this knoll up on the ledge, looking for targets, is going to shoot at what he shot at last time. Which is a small green thing, but the arrow just like that goes to fire, and a strong wind blows the arrow out of the knoll's hands, and it screams in hyena-ish fury. Balthazar.
All right. You said take the fight to them, right? Okay. Addressing Zumbo.
Yeah, you get him, lad. He's distracted watching Badger fight this big demonic gnoll thing. Yeah, whatever you said. Yeah.
All right, for Zuth! And he's gonna run forward.
You have to go round the rock.
Yeah, I think I'll be able to. I think I'll be able to get to. Hold on. Here. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
And I will cast Spirit Guardians.
Okay.
Making sure all my friends are excluded. Oh,
What's the range of it?
30 feet.
Way to find out we're not his friends.
So 30-foot diameter. Oh shit, I have to place it. I mean, on me, I guess, right? Yeah, there you go. Oh my god. All the shinies.
All the shinies.
And I will cast Shillelagh as bonus action, and that will be my turn.
Okay.
Incredible.
It's okay. Right. So yeah, big
Oh,
glowy.
and the Spirit Guardians are actually not feathers, but quills. Sort of shining quills just floating in a melee. Yeah, the little storm of quills.
Okay. Very very nice. And that knoll tests at the start of its next turn, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Badger.
Hey, 5 foot of this dude, right?
Of the white furred knoll, yes.
Yes. I'm gonna get my big stick out. I'm gonna whack him.
Okay.
So,
We
whack him with a quarterstaff. Doodah. That is a crit fail. I'm so
Okay.
sorry.
It swings. You swing the quarterstaff. The knoll just kind of like with unnatural speed ducks back.
Yeah, he's a crafty one. Let's do it again. Normal. It's this time better. 22.
It tries to counterattack after your first attack, not realizing the second's coming in, and you catch it under its arm.
Okay, so that's going to do 9 bludgeoning damage, and it is time to spend a key point for a stunning strike.
Okay.
Hey.
So, what am I looking for? I'm just trying to remind myself what my DC for stunning strike is. DC 15, please.
I think if
DC
you
15
click
con
it-
save. I've done it. It's in the chat.
okay, cool. Thank you very much. So the
Please don't be strong. Please don't be strong.
Oh.
He's a strong boy.
you hear the ribs crack as you smack him with your bow staff,
Yeah,
and it
oh well.
folds over the staff, and like it just seems to make its eyes glow with that much more intensity.
Cool. So Badger just goes Azarath and uses her bonus action to move him over.
Okay.
Wait a minute. How do I turn off measurement?
There you
Thank you. I can't turn off my measuring tool.
go. If you click on the
I can only measure forever.
head and shoulder,
No,
so
no.
you've got the arrow, yeah. So the four corners square icon.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. That helps.
Cool. Anything else, Badger?
That's it. Thanks you.
Okay. The nearby knoll looks around. You notice that the knoll seems wary of the white fur of the albino knoll. So instead, just turns back, pulls the crossbow bolt from its arm, and then wisely gets its shield out, and then just stabs at Drawl one-handed. 19 to hit.
18 is a hit.
Okay. So it's only a d6 this time. So d6 plus 2, 6 damage to draw.
So as my reaction, Betty's gonna just swing a tentacle, and the giant watery tentacle's gonna dart in front of the spear.
Oh.
Oh.
What we do?
So that will be only 3 less damage.
Ah.
Cool.
Pretty good.
Okay, and the gnoll looks thoroughly confused. The gnoll giggles, and as if by magic, a wild L appears in the chat.
Great.
So, hello L, hello,
Tell-
welcome
tell-
to the party.
Tell me, Dan, you're gonna have special effects of Al just appearing in smoke.
Poof. Yeah,
It just-
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, next up, Zumbo. As you, with your hands still out, having had your tentacle save draw from the spear blow, what do you do next?
He's gonna say to Balthazar over his shoulder, not realizing that he's already run off. You stay here and hold the fort, lad. I'm gonna go help Badger. just hasn't realised that Balthazar's already gone. So I have to dash to get to there. So that's my bonus action.
As you go, you can see what you can only describe as a glowing whirlwind that's caught some sort of bird, because it's just a load of feathers spinning around real quick.
Yeah.
Very nice. So I'll draw my rapier as I run and finish in a sort of lunging stab to catch this white-furred gnoll.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Oh boy! Right. Okay.
That's a hurt.
Right.
That's
That's
a
a
pain
crit.
train.
Right. So let's. We'll have to tally this up properly. So, first off, if you can roll me 2d8 for your rapier.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
That
9
plus
damage.
4.
That's an extra 2d8.
Okay, so 13. So now 2d8 for the thunder damage. The initial thunder damage.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so that's 13 physical, 6 thunder, and then it's gonna be
4d6 piercing for sneak attack?
and the rest, because that doubles on a crit.
Yes, it's 2d6 normally, so it'll be.
Oh, you're only 2d6. Okay, yes, beg your pardon. Yes, 4d6 sneak attack. Okay, so 13 plus 6 is 19, plus 10 is 29 damage.
Not bad.
Cool.
Zing.
So yes,
Pretty good.
as this thing's kind of grabbed Badger's quarterstaff, as you run in, it kind of tries to lift its arms up to wrench the staff free from Badger's grip, giving you a beautiful flank with which you manage to get a perfect weak spot, and the thing howls in pain as you kind of scramble it from the insides, and it's got electricity kind of crackling around it. Anything else, Zumbo?
No, he's pretty chuffed with himself. He's going to stop there.
Okie dokie. Emily.
Emily is gonna move a bit closer because she's feeling a bit reckless at the moment. And I think she's going to repeat what she has done before. Cast helpful. Well, not cast, but use helpful. And this time she's going to aim at the gnoll closest to her.
The white furred one.
Indeed.
Okay.
100% she's shooting from the hip. Like,
Ooh,
44.
22.
Yeah.
That is very much a hit as this thing's skewered. 6 damage. Okay. And no.
And then
15
15.
damage. Okay. And a crossbow. Zumbo, you hear a crossbow bolt whip past your head. And it kind of hits into the shoulder blade of the gnoll. Yeah, as I say, doesn't
She
look happy.
is also going to whistle to at the giant hyena. Like, here, good boy. Here.
Okay. We'll see how that goes. So the white furred gnoll, in an explosion of fury, kind of pulls itself away from you, Badger and Zumbo and Azrad, it just kind of skids across the floor a little bit, looks at you, there's blood just oozing from its wounds. It turns to look at you, Zumbo, and you see its eyes just kind of scan you momentarily, and it launches at you. So it swings once with one sharp set of bloodied claws for 19 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
For 4 slashing. As it lands, it brings its other claw up for a second sweep for 15 to hit.
15 misses.
Okay. And then as it bounds towards you, it opens its mouth up and you can smell the rotted flesh between its teeth as it bites down on you for 20 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
Okay, so if I can have a Constitution save, please.
Whee.
Cool. So as it bites you, you take 8 piercing damage.
Okay. Is that 8 plus 4 for the claw, right? Yeah.
8 plus 4 in total. So 12.
Yeah. I'm going to have Betty deflect some of that, if that's alright.
Yep.
With her magic tentacle. Okay. Never mind.
Reaches out, but only the knoll, the white furred knoll goes at such a surprising speed. The hyena.
Big boy.
I mean, as it currently stands, it's heard a whistle. It looks up. It's still kind of fighting. So for now, it's just gonna jump back in. And Savage's Drawl for 10 damage.
Oh no! Drool!
Jules taking it today.
Drooly.
And yeah, the hyena kind of shakes Drool around a bit because Drool's been giving them the most grief. Speedy Hiram.
Sorry for just stopping. Is the hyena that massive?
Yeah.
It's really big. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa!
It's a big dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big doggo.
It's like I don't know, like a cow or horse-sized hyena.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not
but
your average
yes.
hyena.
Pain Train Hiram.
Pain Train Hiram is going to ignore Emily's attempts to gain a pet. And he's going to try to stop this hyena from hurting Drool anymore.
Okay.
So, 3 attacks. Here we go.
Ooh.
1. 18.
That's it.
So that's 15 damage.
Okay. I'm going to stop you right there. As you
Okay.
run forward
No.
and you hear Emily shout, "No, please don't." You bring the sword up and with a single blow, you bring the sword down across the hyena's side. It whimpers and howls and just kind of thrashes a bit and then slumps to the ground.
Aw.
Dead.
Oh, excellent. And
Ooh.
because I still have movement left
Mm-hmm.
and 2 attacks left, which I don't want to waste, I'm going to step here
Mm-hmm.
and attack this gnoll up there. Because I think the others got the white,
The white one. Okay.
So that's 128,
That's a hit. Yeah, that shield
Fine.
it's got out is not going to help it. Cool.
13 damage.
So, like greased lightning, you step past a whimpering Drool and you bring Argentus up a second time and you watch as a shocked hyena-shaped head parts from its body.
Amazing. And I still have 1 more turn left.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Julia, your cat is bringing me a bit of luck.
She does that.
And last one is a 25.
Oh.
And you
Wow.
know what? Because he seems like he's going to be a problem. I'm also going to smite him.
Whee.
That's 14 plus 4. That's 18 damage. That's a really sad device to fight, but hey ho.
Sombo, this thing is just swiped down at you, swiped up at you. It's kind of clamped on your shoulder, and as you you manage to prise it off your shoulder, as you push it back, it staggers, it roars at you, and then you watch as its chest bursts up, and you see the tip of Argentus emerge from its sternum, and it. And just this black Icarus blood seeps from its wounds and mouth as Hiram kind of
Him
slides
just demolished half the map.
the fang from his blade, and the demonic gnoll slumps to the ground. Anything else, Hiram?
I think he's got to look around. Is everyone okay?
I feel like Zumbo and Badger are stepping back warily from here. I'm just like, we're on
We're
your
fine.
team.
We're fine. Yes.
Stealing all your
Yeah,
kills, isn't he?
excellent.
Right, so as what do I need to roll for your spiritual weapon?
Wisdom saving throw. I think you can scroll up and try and find my spell. DC 16.
16, eh? Okay, so it only rolls a 6 on its wisdom save. So how much damage, Balthazar?
25.
25?
Yes.
Right. So as Balthazar, as you run up to the ridge and all these kind of divine quills fly out of you, the gnoll drops its bow, draws its spear to kind of stab at you as you approach, and it looks up at the last moment before it's peppered with glowing quills and is ripped apart.
Oh God! Oh! Balthazar looks away.
And with that, Balthazar, is there anything you're doing on your turn?
That's not my turn. It's Noel's turn.
Sorry, it was the gnoll's turn. Right, in which case, beg your pardon. As the gnoll disappears in a red mist, the other gnolls take one look at one another and begin to flee the fight. You
Are these two at the top just fighting with each other and
They're-
running?
yeah, well, you see the two of them kind of. So the two up on the ledge, one of them being charmed by you, Catcher. You see them lunge at one another. You hear so this one's just kind of runs off. As you're all just kind of clustered around this rock, asking if everyone's okay. Hiram, you look up just in time to see Emily kind of lick her finger, test the wind, fire a single crossbow bolt, and you hear.
Oh,
As
wow.
the gnoll catches the bolt to the back of the head, he dies on the slopes. Up on
Oh,
the ridge,
wow.
the two charmed gnolls, you see two of them kind of go to ground, scuffling, biting and slashing one another. You hear the snarls, you hear the growls, you hear the yips of pain, and then one of them gets up and then runs off. And the second does not. And with that,
If I hear the hyena, can you use animal handling to sway towards our side?
Oh, I've got plans. But more than that, I would like to can I just do the thing that the Slate would have done
yes, absolutely.
from the back there? Runs up to the team. Everyone! This place is full of incredible mosses, lichens, and there's some really great mushrooms. The bark here is I was wondering what you guys were up to.
Nothing much. Thank
Such
you
a
for
fascinating.
joining.
Well, the biodiversity here is just absolutely
Oh no,
incredible.
No, you do you.
Julian L, you didn't plan that, did you?
Not in any way, shape, or form. Very cute. I'm proper loving that.
Very good.
And then I'll look down at the hyena woo! Big hyena.
Yeah. You've already got it, so I can't give you another inspiration for that. But yes,
I always
okay.
forget about my inspiration.
I always forget about the inspiration. So yes, as Chiron kind of makes a surprise noise, you everything's calm. You can hear the sounds of the hyenas, the gnolls kind of disappearing off into the few surviving gnolls disappearing into the distance. And Azarad surveys the pass, looks to you, just kind of nods because he's giving you approval that he thinks it's all safe. And yeah, you're as he disapparates and your tattoo begins glowing again, Badger, you're able to continue on the path up. As you continue up, let's grab a 10-minute break, and we'll pick up a little bit further up the pass when we get back.
Okay.
Cool. See you
Sounds good.
all in 10.
See you in
See you
10.
In time.
See you in 10.
Back.
Hi, Tilda here. If you like this episode, please subscribe and there will be more. And because that would be nice. And that would make you a nice person. Yeah, please subscribe.
Welcome back, everybody. Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
Welcome back.
Yes, you have successfully defeated my cunningly laid out Knoll ambush. The sounds of hyena people running off into the distance ring in your ears. You wallow in your triumph. Unless there's anything you want to do in the immediate present, the journey up the mountain continues apace.
Sure.
Yes.
Cool.
Carry on.
Okay, so, after the...
Sorry, one
Hello.
thing.
Yes.
Could I just be looking around the area, continuing on, but since I'm fascinated by all the
All
the
lichen
culture.
mushrooms and whatnot.
Yes, exactly.
I'll tell you what, let's go one step further, shall we? Let's select Slate right here, and then we're gonna ask for a survival check.
Yay! 21! I was really
21.
bricking it that would be a bad roll after all that. I was like, God.
A 21. So Slate, as you continue the journey up the mountain, it's proving to be a bit of a difficult climb. But as you're going up, you find that you're scouting around, and you manage to find all sorts of wonderful and rarer, more kind of hardy flora that kind of takes your eye. And through your herbalism skills, you know that when you get a chance, you might be able to make something fun and fancy out of these. Yes, well, congratulations, you.
I'll be also saying to people, be like, that one there? You know what that's for, hey? Hey? Hey?
No.
Do you smoke it?
Shaving your beard with.
Ooh.
Yeah. Smooth
very
face. Dr. Smoothface over here. And just running around, ooh, that one. No, don't have that one, actually. Up close, it's not as... Oh, yeah, don't touch that one.
Are you running around as Chiron, or have you reverted back to Slate?
Yeah, running around as Chiron, but looking like Chiron, running around like Slate.
Right.
How
Complete.
Sorry.
Sorry.
How does facial hair work for you, Slate? Because you can look like whatever you want. Do you grow it or do you just form it? Could you be me with a beard?
Never thought about it. And then I will try and do the best I can to replicate Badger with a beard. Would it be a pink beard? I guess so.
Oh boy. As you're heading up the mountain, there's a point, I can only assume, when all of you stop, including Shana, who is with you.
Oh, yes.
She is.
She got knocked out in the first second of the Knoll fight.
Nah, she was just
Shan-
meditating. She was like, you got
Shana,
this.
who's been with you all this time. And yes, Shana, if nothing else, stops, kind of looks at you, Badger, looks at you, Slate, who is currently Badger with, I assume, a pink beard.
Pink beard, and also, I don't know, can I transform into something where I've already got plaited beard?
Yeah?
Okay, I want to go all out plaits. For millions of plaits, because I've heard about this happening with wonderful things, not for gnomes, but, Don't really get to do beards very often, apart from with Chiron, who's got his own thing going on. Now it's like, yes!
In which case, yeah, Shana takes one look at Slate Badger, and yeah, she turns to you, Badger, and it's a very good look. Nix, perhaps you should see if you can, speak to an alchemist, see if you can find a hair growth serum.
I think I will. It looks amazing.
Do you know, I think I might have picked up some things. I'm not sure. I'll have a look later. Don't you worry about it. We could be in for a treat.
So you carry up a bit further up the mountain. The heavy winds that were threatening you earlier when you were fighting the gnolls, like earlier on in the day, that has kind of come back round a lot stronger, and you can almost feel the mood drop a bit when the first specks of rain start hitting you, as these ominous dark clouds kind of loom over, and sort of like as you look up and you see these clouds, and you can see like kind of flashes of light within them.
Oh dear.
Amongst these kind of dark clouds, you can see, the silhouette of this Githyanki ship just kind of begins to become obscured by the oncoming storm. And Shana kind of pulls her shawl up as best she can to kind of cover her neck. She kind of rolls her eyes, and I suppose this is why they call them the Stormhorns Mountains.
Oh.
And she lets out a deep sigh, and somewhat more miserably, you carry on. You walk your set 8 to 9 hours up this mountain, and you make pretty good progress. However, as the sun begins to dip over the horizon, like on the other side of the Stormhorns Mountains, all the way, it would be all the way ahead of you. You see it kind of disappear over the mountain range on the western edge of Cormyr. You start looking for a place to shelter for the night. So who's going to? So Slate, obviously. So actually, who's going to help Slate look for shelter for the night?
I can give Drool to help out.
Okay.
That's a good idea. Badger was going to volunteer if Slate still needs help.
It'll be a survival check, you reckon?
I mean,
Yeah.
Badger's all.
Yeah. Anyone else? Shana will help.
Oh no, sorry. Oh no.
Okay, so
The hair's going out of control.
so
It's just continuing to grow and grow and grow.
So as Badger, Drool, and Shana look for somewhere, because I'm just going to assume that Bearded Badger has been your form since. Yeah, I'm going to ask for a survival check for the four of you.
Alrighty.
Oh yeah.
It's 11 on Drool.
5
What's
for
happening
Badger. Not the best.
Okay.
Oh, number 21 again.
10. Okay, so group DC 11. So you as you the four of you are kind of rummaging around, you find it quite difficult to find somewhere that's going to shelter. As the storm rolls in a bit harder, you find it hard to find suitable shelter that will really kind of protect you. Slate, you managed to come in slightly clutch at the last moment, but despite your valiant effort, it is potentially a little bit too late. You find a bit of a rocky overcrop that you can kind of huddle in under, and it will keep you out of the wet primarily, but the strong winds that are howling down the canyon that you're climbing up through, you've got no real protection from that. But at least you'll be dry, relatively speaking. So yeah, as the mountain goes upsettingly dark, as the sun disappears, and because the moonlight and the stars are blocked out by the dark clouds overhead.
I pull out my moon sword, so we have moonlight.
You have moonlight. Okay, are you just kind of like hanging it from something?
Yeah, yeah. Imagine we managed to knock in a little hook, and we just hang it so it's sort of swinging.
In which case, yeah, as you all kind of make yourselves busy putting together your camp for the night, as you kind of prepare your sleeping arrangements, like there's not really anywhere you can put your tents safely, because the crop isn't really wide enough for them, and to put them up would risk them blowing away in this storm. So you just kind of resign yourselves to the knowledge, the fact that you're going to be just sleeping in your sleeping bags, buffeted by the winds.
I guess Balthazar could probably hold one up, or like create a tent with Balthazar as like the center of it, just
as the windbreak.
just break, holding the tent in place, and he'll just stay there like that throughout the night, I guess.
Oh, that's nice.
In which case,
Yeah,
perfect.
listen.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's fine with me. I don't mind.
with
I'll just stay like this.
I know I've just already done the survival check, but as like Slate is used to living outside, is there kind of more ways that Slate could help to kind of create some sort of, tie things together to kind of create a sheltery bit?
Yeah, I mean, off the back of that 21, like you'll be able to, like the stuff you'll do will make the camp like usable. Like people will be able to get a night of sleep. It's not going to be a particularly well rested night, so unfortunately no one's going to get a long rest from this long rest. Benefits from long rest. But as you set up, as you kind of crowd round the campfire, which Balthazar is valiantly keeping safe from the winds, Shana's just kind of on her knees. She's got her eyes closed. Her ponytail's kind of whipping in the wind, and she kind of there's a sad kind of smile on her face, and it seems like she's lost in some sort of memory.
I mean, I'm assuming we're all quite huddled up together.
Oh, absolutely.
And Badger's probably positioned herself fairly close to Shana, kind of next to Shana.
Sure.
Badger's always been really bad at keeping out of Shana's business, so she's going to shuffle slightly closer and go, "What you thinking about?"
The smile on her face upon closer inspection is actually it looks more like a forlorn smile. She opens her eyes and she says, it only seems like yesterday we were camping out in the wilds like this on the borders of Sembia. Keeping an eye out for the Netherese Sembian Vasals. It's a wild, a far call from the cover of the cover of the trees in Cormyr, but there's something oddly refreshing about being high up on a mountainside, don't you think?
I mean, it's bracing, to be sure. Yes.
Shana kind of smiles and looks to you. Since you left the Elemental Arbor, since you left home, have you found your Have you found your journey fulfilling?
Yes. I think so, but it's also taught me that there is no such thing as completing your journey, is there? It's a constant process of growth. I never knew that. I suppose you were right, weren't you? I did need to go out and experience more of the world. I thought that just being in the tree with you, learning of all your wisdom would be enough, but it's actually been very eye-opening.
She nods. It's good that you've surrounded yourself with capable, powerful, hopefully trustworthy allies.
But Badger's taking each of those adjectives and running everybody in the group past it, going, yes, yes, no, yes, no, yes. And then she goes, more or less, yes.
Shauna smiles, and even I'm glad that you left. I'm glad that you had this opportunity. I'm glad that you. She looks at you. I'm glad that you had this opportunity. She looks a bit wary for a moment and says, "I don't know quite. I don't precisely know where you got him from or what happens going forward, but it's heartening to know that you took a wayward soul like Azarad and gave him shelter."
You know, I've never looked at it as a choice before. It was just obvious. I had to. Someone needed help, and I was there.
Shana smiles and says, "That's why you were always one of the best of us, Badger. You never considered it a choice." She looks at you curiously, and your tattoo, it's gone.
Oh, where is he? And Badger starts looking around.
So Balthazar, you're kind of on watch out,
Sure.
and you see just kind of on, let's say, so you're all kind of huddled in this rocky overcrop. At the entrance, sort of out in the open, you watch as this kind of silvery light coalesces into a humanoid shape, and all of you, some of you alerted by Badger, verbally wondering out loud where he's gone, notice that Azarad has materialized and is just like hands clasped at the bottom of his sternum, looking up contemplatively to, you assume, where the Githyanki ship is.
Badger whispers to Shana as she looks at him.
You know, he's a funny one. When I first met him, I wouldn't say I liked him, but there was something impressive about him. He seemed to have it all figured out. But the more I get to know him, the more I realize he's just as vulnerable and hurts just as much as any of us.
Shana thinks about what you're saying. She pulls a face. I think there's more to it than that. I feel like he's a troubled soul. Perhaps before the night is through, it would be best if at the very least yourself, but perhaps if any of you wanted to speak with him, it seems like he has a story to tell, and I question whether anyone has asked it.
He's never been that talkative before. Do you think if one of us asks him, he'll he'll tell us more now.
She looks to you, and I'm surprised that you're asking. As I understand it, you didn't seem to be so cautious about asking Garabrael about his past, Badger.
Hilarious. How do you know?
Shana looks to you. She's got a smirk on her face, and believe me, Ms. Ningle, he would not forgive me if I told you.
Yes, he's very secretive. Very secretive and quite aloof, I find. Very aloof. I'm not sure that he's very warm and very caring. I think probably he's a loner, a lone wolf. I don't think he needs much attachment in his life. And
Kasia peeks into your mind, just like, would you like me to read her mind? See if she is dating Garabrael, Badger?
no one's dating Garabrael. No one's dating Shana.
At the same time, Slate is kind of just humming under their, well, not humming under their breath, but kind of going, Shana and Braille sitting in the oak tree, doing the things that they shouldn't be.
I just starts aggressively meditation breathing. It's fine. It's fine.
So when did you meet?
They're colleagues. They're just colleagues. Slate. Right? Right. Shana?
Oh.
Shana. Oh, of course.
In check.
Shana.
I could see Carl waiting for that one.
I was like, so I'd do it.
Shana thinks, and well, Garabrael and I go back a long, long time, Badger. I'm surprised you didn't know. Long before the fall of Myth Janor.
No. I know that you've known Garabrael a long, long time. I'm just saying it's been purely professional. Right?
She kind of opens her mouth. She turns and looks, and I can only assume that those of you who are huddled around the campfire are all just waiting expectantly.
Don't lie to us, Shana. I can read your thoughts.
And she thinks about it, and as a monk of the Elemental Arbor, I have learnt to live a life of isolation, peaceful isolation. After the fall of Myth Janor, Garabrael found himself isolated, despite the fact that he was doing everything he could to help the peoples of Myth Janor. And it was clear that he required some help. So I have been helping him feel more connected with the world than he did after the Lanther fell.
This is exactly what happens in my book, you know. The one I found back in the lodge. Pretty much like for like.
So you've been playing word games and whiling away the hours with talk about times past. Well, that's lovely. That's absolutely wonderful. Companionship, beautiful. No problem with that.
Yes, word games. And coitus, Badger.
Oh!
At this point, Slate goes, BAM! And then just...
Kasia holds out her fist to be bumped by Slate.
I need some space. But can I swap with you, Hiram? And just starts crawling over here. I was like, I can't think about it. I can't. No. And
Sure.
that just carries on crawling. She crawls over
Hiram, she crawls over. Zumbo, she crawls over. Katya, she's just as far away to the other side of the fire. I just need to turn away for just a minute and just get rid of the image in my brain. It's okay. I'll be
Badger?
fine. What?
It's a reaction to Shauna having sex or Gabriel having sex. I'm just curious.
I can't. Just no. Fine.
I kind of picture it like you see the cave where they would huddle out, and there's just this long stretch and this little patch of moonlight, just this Badger like, no.
It's kind of for Badger. It's kind of like hearing that your mum sex. That's what it's like for her. It's like, oh, I can't. Just no. And she just
After the second time of like hearing, or the first time of hearing sex, and seeing Badger going, woo, Slate starts making like little sounds with Druidcraft just to kind of like breeze over the top of it so that Badger doesn't have to hear it.
Thank you.
Oh,
that's very
nice.
okay. I think we
and
all
also
thought that
because
was
of
going
Emily.
yeah, you kind of built us up.
Even though Emily probably be fine, I'd be like, the little one's here.
I think I'm gonna try. I think I'm gonna try and like lie on my side and get Drool to put his head on my head as a sort of self-soothing thing. Or something.
He will happily do so, but you'll wake up in the morning soaked.
Yes, I will pay that price.
So as this horrifying revelation rings through your ears, Badger, Balthazar, you're stood kind of being buffeted by the wind, and like, so Azarad has materialized not too far away from you, and I can only assume it's one of those kind of things where, would you naturally want to talk to him, or is it a bit like, oh, I kind of know him, but I don't, he's like a friend of a friend, you know?
Who me and Ezrad?
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing: everyone's gonna fall asleep, right?
Yes.
Except Balthazar, who
That's
does not
true.
need to sleep, and so he'll probably just stare at him for 2 hours, like, on the edge, and go, "Hey, are you okay?"
So are you waiting for everyone to be asleep?
Yeah.
Okay. But well, before that, then, is anyone having any quick little fireside chats before you all kind of tuck in for the night?
Yeah, I imagine Katya with Zumbo's book. She sort of like shuffles a little closer. It's like, Zumbo, I don't want to be rude, but as she sort of hands the book to him, it's like, what does that line say?
Zumbo is because there's like lightning. There's a full-on storm going, isn't there, Dan? So there's like lightning and stuff. Yeah. So Zumbo is sat, sort of, I guess, like Badger, kind of fetal position, looking very miserable, and every like flash of lightning that goes off, he's kind of like, ugh, jumping and
Yes.
regaining his composure.
Every crack of thunder takes you back to a moment in your life.
Yeah, not a moment he's keen to go back to. So seems a bit distracted when Katya comes up to him. What's that, Katya?
I was just composing that song for your ship, and I was just looking through the journal, and this bit's a bit squiggly, so I was just wondering what does this say?
He'll sort of take it from you and kind of scan the page and go, yeah, this is a good one. This is the time me and my crew stopped off we had some shore leave, right? And there were these 3 maidens in a tavern. Quite the night it was promising to be, let me tell you. Of course, turned out to be sea hags.
God.
Not. Yeah, their pillow talk was not quite what I expected.
No.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
that was where I lost my first mate. My first mate.
Was he your first mate or your first mate?
First mate, I guess.
First.
Yeah. Only his second day on the boat.
I've been meaning to ask. The Katya sort of like shuffles close to Zumbo to keep him distracted, and she's like, where are the rest of the crew? I mean, I know there were some things that happened, but are they all gone?
Well, I never heard from any of them ever again. So either they either they drowned or the thing got them, or maybe they just got to shore and gave up the seafaring life. I'm not sure. None of them ever wrote.
She's looking at the books like, it's probably best they didn't write. I think you might be hard pressed to find out what they were writing to you about.
Yeah, I think if you see a name in there that's not me, probably best assume that they've had it.
That's sad. I mean, do you miss them?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, for a long time I felt kind of empty without him. I guess what's a captain without his crew? But yeah, I don't know. I mean, they was just a bunch of scoundrels I took on in port. Really, I didn't know any of them beforehand, and well, I feel like I've had more conversations with you lot than I ever did with them. So
well, I imagine.
Yeah, I don't know.
I imagine it's a little different on land than it is at sea. This is probably much like what it was like on sea, right?
Yeah, well, certainly we've had our share of ups and downs already, haven't we? In the last how long we've been travelling together, like.
So she thinks about all the hag stuff. She's like, okay, right, and then she's like, okay, this is what I've got so far, and she starts playing him an apple bobbing in the sea, or at least what she's got so far for it.
Okay.
And then obviously that can just play out over the camp.
Okay. In which case, yeah, as you like the song, as the song kind of rings down the valleys and the crags of the Stormhorns, it's
Oh dear.
It's
a start.
It's just a first draft, Cat. I don't understand.
The wind keeps blowing through it, and it's just adding an unnatural
Quite
noise.
cold.
Yeah.
Quite cold. Yeah, that's fine.
It's not a good evening.
I'll lean in as well and go, she is usually very, very good. This is not a normal day.
It's a first.
Catch you?
It's a first draft, Slate.
Exactly.
To
Yes.
be fair, that screeching sound is pretty much what the ag sounded like when it transformed. So you got it.
So, anyone else? Hiram, are you hoping to catch anyone before they drift off?
No, I think Hiram is happy to just go to sleep, make sure Emily is actually going to sleep and is not too sad about the missed hyena pet that she wanted.
Yeah, she seemed a bit bummed out that you cut her pet giggle dog in two, but
Yeah, I'm really sorry, but I don't think you are quite ready for that kind of responsibility, and it was trying to kill our friends.
don't all the best pets, she says, and like looks at Zumbo, looks at Betty that's kind of loitering nearby.
Why don't we start with something smoller? Like, what if I get
Like a
you and
scorpion.
he's trying to think of, like a hamster? A pet rat?
She's just kind of like the look, the incredulous look she gives you. It's just like her top teeth are bared. It's the meme of the little girl in the back of the car.
Emily, a hamster is a noble pet. There's a barbarian who used to travel around called Minsk, and he had a hamster.
She shakes her head. That's clearly not true. Nothing like that would ever happen.
It was actually a space hamster.
And she looks around and a space hamster. I know it's not true. Like it's definitely not true if it's a space hamster.
Why not?
You can
There's
at least come up with
two of
something
it.
remotely real.
Emily, we're on our way to meet some space pirates. You know that, right?
Yes, but they're not hamsters, are they?
I know that is a good point.
You're going to feel very silly when they have hamsters running around.
She tuts, kind of tells you all to shush, pulls her blanket up and rolls over, like turns over to fall asleep in a huff.
I think, you know what, we should all reboot ourselves from reality. What Emily needs is a sturge.
Oh, what?
What? Oh no!
Oh,
You see
am
her
going
ears
to,
perk
like,
up and she looks up and... Can I let it drink people's blood?
Of course you can. That's what they're there for.
Wow.
Slade, can we have a quick chat about, what my squire is allowed to have or not?
It's okay. I can be the Sturge.
I could call it Buzzy, or I could call it Mr. Nibbles, or I
Okay, so what happens when she needs to go home?
Oh, I thought she would stay with us forever.
I mean, that's not exactly how being a squire works.
Oh,
There is an end date to her being my charge.
I did not know what a squire was, so
Yeah.
that's helped.
What did you think she? What did you think she was?
I thought she was your child.
I can see why you make that jump, but
'Cause
no.
she's like a lot younger, and
Yes, that's how children work.
yes.
But just because there is a child doesn't mean she is. They are related to someone nearby. I don't think I'm explaining this right, but
But she helps out with everything. Like,
yeah, that's what squires do. Children don't. I mean,
should she be working at that age?
technically speaking, she's an apprentice. She's not working. She's not getting paid for this.
Oh.
Well, she's getting paid in experience.
slave labor.
Oh, that's a really cunning. I see what you're doing. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I am getting
Smart.
paid in trouble. So I also want to point that out. Like all the grey hair I don't have yet is because of her.
The conversation around Emily's employability status continues on. Eventually, you all kind of drift off to sleep. Balthazar, you're still kind of stood there acting as a windbreak as best you can.
I'm basically one corner of a tent,
Yes.
and I've got a mage hand working on the other ends, and I'm just like,
do we have the moon swords tied around your neck?
possibly as a nightlight.
Yes. Okay, so in which case, as you kind of stand on sentry duty, you see them all kind of fall asleep. The embers of the campfire are beginning to die down. But like all this time while they've been talking, like you can't help but notice that Azarad's just kind of been just over there, just watching this, motionless, watching the same point in the air.
So as I said, after a very long time, Balthazar will speak up and go, "Hey, are you okay?"
Azarad doesn't turn to regard you. But he says, You have been described as a weapon of mass destruction. Yes.
Sure am. See me today?
The gnomes from Lovecraft back at the World Serpent's Inn. And the things they've described you as a weapon of unfathomable power. And he turns to regard you now. He looks up and down. Yet, you do not seem to pose much threat to the world at all.
Flapping tent behind and a moonsword dagger on his neck. I guess so.
Given you have such destructive potential, should you really be allowed to exist?
I mean, everybody's capable of destruction, right? That's what you do with your power that matters.
Yet very few set out to create a living soul that specifically to wield this power. You are a construct. We are born.
Well, my body was created, but I don't think I'm a construct.
He ponders.
I ponder on the mindsets of your creators, given that they designed your body to harness such destructive potential. I question what they were attempting to achieve, why they thought that this would be the most suitable outcome, why give their weapon sentience.
Yes. Act as a deterrent. In case something were to befall Cormyr.
He thinks about it and
I wonder. Cormyr does not find itself, but presumably when the idea that would become you was created, Cormyr had no enemies. As I understand it, Netheril had already been defeated. The cities of the Shadowvar had already toppled from the sky. There was no dire threat facing Cormyr, and yet they still saw fit to build a doomsday device. It is strange. Perhaps Cormyr knows of enemies that we do not. Perhaps they're going to send you into the Astral Sea to blow up Shah's domain. Perhaps that's their big plan, he says, and there's a wry smile on his face.
Is Shah's domain in the Astral Sea?
It is.
Really?
Somewhere between the Astral Sea and the Shadowfell, yes.
Right. You think this meeting's gonna go well?
he looks up and
perhaps I felt it wise to encourage Badger to lead the group in this direction, but I must admit, Balthazar, I have my misgivings. The Githyanki are emotional, they are tumultuous, they are impulsive. It is difficult to say what they will or will not do. We can only hope that their hatred of the Mind Flayers equals our own. And that the thought of a colony of Mind Flayers nearby will drive them to some sort of mutual agreement, mutual benefit between us.
Okay.
He shrugs. He thinks about it a bit more, and
it is strange the lengths that we will go to defeat our enemies, is it not?
I guess so. I haven't really thought about it much.
he looks to you and
I have seen the libraries of Azuth. They hold all of the knowledge across the cosmos in one place. It is a fascinating place to be. And in a previous life,
he says, and he looks at his translucent hands.
I was somewhat of an architect, an artificer myself. I made a grave mistake, Balthazar.
And he looks to you.
Perhaps that's why I recognize. Perhaps that's why I question why you have been created. I designed a weapon. A grave, dangerous weapon. One that I was instructed never to use, never to unveil. But the circumstances when we find ourselves pressed up against the wall, sometimes the only thing we can do is acts of desperation. I've seen the horror of using such a devastating weapon that you're purported to be. And although in that moment I was horrified, I was also thankful, for my foes were single-handedly vanquished in one swift activation, one pull of the trigger, and they were all gone.
So I guess some good came out of it?
Perhaps. In a world built on chaos, not even we Githyanki have the power to pull all of these disparate strands into a tapestry of order. So it is difficult to say how the ripples from that event affected us all. It's one thing to judge the movements of a ripple from a pebble, but if you drop a boulder in the sea and try to understand an earthquake in the sea and try to gauge where the tsunamis will hit worst, nigh on impossible.
He thinks about it for a moment.
I suppose what I'm trying to say is, although it may seem horrifying, there may come a moment where you must unleash your full power. And perhaps you should do your best not to shy away from it. Especially if it means saving the ones you love.
Well, I hope it doesn't come to that. Also, I don't really think I'm capable of it, so we'll see.
Yeah, Azarad thinks about it and...
My dear friend, I did not think I was capable of it either.
He turns to look at Badger's sleeping form, and there's a look of like genuine sorrow in his eyes.
I hope, if fate deems it that some penance must catch up with me, I hope she is not tracked down with me.
He takes a deep breath, he looks to you one last time, and you watch as he fades away, and Badger's arm begins to subtly glow again as the tattoo reforms on her arm. So,
very good.
You all kind of fall. As you're all just kind of dozing through. Your sleep is light and harried because of the storm. Let's quickly go round. Balthazar, as you kind of go into standby, holding the corner of the tent, what do you dream of?
Balthazar dreams about going on really cool adventures and going into space and being on top of mountains, and that it's all pretty cool.
Okay. Slate?
Slate dreams of being a wolf running through mountains and then running off a mountain into the air and looking down and realizing there's nothing beneath them.
Yeah.
And then realizing that they are not falling, but they're not really moving. and just looking around like, what's going on here?
As you kind of float in this nothingness, you hear a voice, just like a voice on the winds. It kind of echoes past you. Come back to us. Come back to us. And you can't really tell where the come back to us. Back to us, you say to yourself.
Oof.
Badger, what are you dreaming about?
I think Badger is having a really rough night and is dreaming about her friends and all the people she loves just calling for her, but her not being able to get to them.
Okay. Katya?
Katya dreams that she's back in Sazale and everything's grayscale almost, apart from herself. But as she's looking around, all the citizens and all the Warhounds are walking around like mindless zombies, all just doing their task but with no real thought or effort into it. And as she looks around at the castle of Sazale, this massive shadow starts to form and then cackles in the same cackle that she's used to from Ursula.
Okay. Hiram?
Hiram is dreaming of a time when he was a child and he was sent into the gardens in Arabelle with his stepmother.
When was that?
This was...
When he was a child, right?
Yeah,
How old is he now?
25. So this was about when
So
he
when
was
you're about
10, 11?
perhaps 12 or 13?
Sure.
Okay. 13. And what was that? What was there a particular conversation or?
Not anything in particular. It was more about spending time together because this was before she died of a sickness.
Sure. Okay. This is your half-orc mother, yeah?
No, this is actually the stepmother.
Oh, stepmother. Beg my pardon. Okay. Beg my pardon. Okay. Okay. Okay, yeah. So that kind of bittersweet memory. Okay. Zumbo?
Zumbo is he's standing on at the wheel of the bobbing apple. It's a really fine day, and he's got the kind of wind in his hair and the salt spray on his face, and just loving life. But there are storm clouds gathering on the horizon, really thick black clouds with flashes of lightning, and the dream Zumbo shouts for Badger and the rest of the Warhounds to, make the sails secure and, strap everything down. But as he looks around, he's alone on the ship.
Okay. And as you hurtle towards this storm front that encroaches on you at an alarming speed, you hearing rumbling from the sea itself.
Break the curse. We will break the curse.
As a shadow looms up towards the water surface.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Some bad nights had by the Warhounds this week. Oof.
Shouldn't have cheese before you go to bed. That's what we did wrong, you see.
So, you all wake somewhat groggily in the morning. The storm has passed, and whilst the mountainside is slick with last night's rain, the sun has made a triumphant return to the sky.
Dan?
You pack up. Yes.
Could I argue, because of my mechanical construct nature, that I would get a long rest? Because I do not need to sleep. I just need to lay motionless for 6 hours.
Would you not be aware?
In the interest of fairness, I am going to say no on this instance. Yeah. So, yeah, you all well, if nothing else, you probably had to be on slightly higher than power saving mode just to make sure none of the Warhounds blew off the side of the mountain.
That works. Do we get a short rest? Is that right?
You all get the benefits of a short rest, though. Absolutely. So yes, the sun has made a triumphant return to the sky, and it the sun glistens off the wettened rocks up and down this mountainside. You pack up your bags, and you begin to make your way a bit further up. Now that the storm has cleared, it's still quite windy up here, which means that the clouds overhead are moving at some considerable pace. But what it does mean is that the silhouette of the Githyanki ship is very visible in the skies above as the clouds just kind of glide past it.
Dan, to help out with this as well, I know it's quite clear, but could I also use my 5th level spell slot? And as basically, I would say and I think Slate would wake up as Chiron in the morning.
Okay.
Not decidedly, actually, just unconsciously, subconsciously wake up as Chiron. And first thing, kind of just do a big stretch, put hands, feet out on the ground, and just kind of, without even kind of thinking about it too much, just cast Commune with Nature.
Ooh.
Okay.
I know we know where it is, but just on the other side of things, just to kind of get a better lay of the land.
Gain knowledge around territory in the outdoors. Gain knowledge of up to 3 facts of your choice. Okay. For example, you can tell the location of powerful undead. Right, so there are... Okay, so yes, within 3 miles of you, there is going to be... Okay, so there are no undead celestials. Yeah, there's no undead celestial, fae, fiends, or elementals. So nothing untoward up here.
Mm-hmm.
You can sense that there is a ruined building a bit further up, just on the edge of your 3 miles. The terrain is horrific. It gets steeper and steeper as you on this last stretch. There are no real bodies of water because of the steepness of the mountains. The prevalent plants, minerals, animals, or peoples. The lichen that you found. Actually, real quick, if we could have Slate give us a herbalism check. So let's do wisdom. Right? It's wisdom.
Wisdom.
So wisdom ability check, and then add your proficiency.
And then what? Oh my! Oof!
Okay. So last night you tried the lichen and mushrooms and whatnot that you found. You tried to brew into a potion, but the weather was just interfering with it all. So yeah, you've still got the ingredients, but you haven't been able to make any kind of potions or salves from it yet. But you know that the stuff that you have got will have restorative properties.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, it's a relatively miserable mountainside that you're on.
Is there any knowledge of what that ruin is, or just that it's on our way?
It appears to be I think that will just say that there is a keep. It's quite old. It's made from old stone.
Is it nearby to where the Githyanki are?
Would you look at that? The ship seems to be about 3 miles up.
I'll definitely relay that to everyone as well.
Okay. So yes, it would seem, communing between nature and your eyeballs, the Githyanki are holding station over this ruined building. Okay, so as you pack up, you carry on making your way further up the mountainside. Given how treacherous it is, I'm going to ask everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
Death saving throws.
How close are we to Hiram?
Oof.
Yeah, because you do get my.
You'll all get +3 off the back of this, yeah.
Oh, I'll get 7 then.
Oh, 26.
Oh
Nice.
dear.
And a 2 for
I
Emily.
rolled a 7, but
I rolled a 7 and a 22 for draw. 7 for Katya, 22 for draw.
Are we getting +3?
Okay.
I got
It's 10.
13.
Okay.
Is that an extra
Dan?
+3, Dan?
Yeah, +3 on top.
Okay.
So, Badger 10, Balthazar 16.
No, I've already added it.
Jules fine. Oh, okay. Someone called my name. I think it was Elle.
Yes. Can I use a minute's inspiration to reroll that too?
Yes, you can.
Can you roll for me, please?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
Constitution saving throw. Does anyone want to roll their inspiration?
I don't think
Off
I've
the back
got
of these
one.
I don't have one.
I definitely do, and yeah, it's a good. Thanks for reminding me because I never do. But at the same time, whilst I'm doing that, I want to just throw up my rope, being like, "Oh, great idea!" and then just like slip around in the mud, like, "Nope, nope, nope, not helping," and then try and chuck it again, and hopefully use my inspiration for a good. Can I re-roll? How do I re-roll?
I'll do it for you.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Okay. So
Yeah,
Emily
so
is
throw
fine.
the rope and just like flail around, like not doing anything with it apart from throwing it into things.
So yeah, Slate, Katya, and Badger, you're all feeling pretty hard done by on this mountain climb. So I'm going to ask you to all. So we'll do 3d3. So Badger lose 2 healing surges.
Wait, so
Not healing surges.
hit dice?
Hit dice, beg your pardon.
Okay.
Yeah, lose 2 hit dice. Katya lose 3, and Slate lose 1.
I don't know how to
Yeah,
do
mine's
that on
not
the character
letting
sheet.
me.
Is it the cog?
You can
Yeah,
do
if you
it.
edit it and then little
Yeah,
minus.
I've done yours, Badger.
Does it
Oh,
say
thank
2
you.
it was, or 3?
So you lose 1, Slate.
Oh, well, then let me go back.
And Katya loses 3.
There we go.
Dan, as a little housekeeping thing, and it might be a bit of a retcon, could I equip myself with the necessary regents for a revivify? So when we
Isn't that
were
like
at
a
Arrow-
Why are you doing
diamond as
that?
well?
Again?
Yeah, have you got the diamonds?
Well, this is what I would like to say: is when I was in Araba, would I have had time to?
Yeah, we still weren't allowed to do a
procure
shopping
those.
trip.
You would have been, yes.
Okay, and
From El Hazir's.
can that include an eyeglass as well for my clairvoyance, which is worth 100 gold?
So there was only 1 in stock. So the diamond was 1,200.
Oof.
Is it 1,000 for
500.
Revivify? 500.
Isn't it-
Okay.
oh.
Then it was 600
Sure.
for the,
Okay.
and then the spyglass was 125.
Cool. Happy days.
Sorry, was some of us going to die? Now
No, I
I'm really
think he-
worried if everyone's
he's-
got this clearly underway that one of us is going to
I
die.
pushed Blade off the cliff and then I revivified them.
This is all sounding
so-
a lot like the Kalimvor life insurance policy from one of our previous campaigns.
Yes, you must pay to be insured, okay? But if you have the life policy, you are fine. But if you don't have it,
We ought
talk
to
with
pay into
Kalimvor.
the materials.
Yes.
So after, as you all kind of help each other up the last a couple of miles of mountainside, and like at this point the rocks have become jagged, unstable. The air is becoming more and more frigid and cold as you go. Eventually, you manage to just about crest this kind of incline, and in front of you, you find yourself looking.
Wait,
What
heck is
is
happening?
Balthazar doing? It's the thing
Oh,
that
I
we
see.
stuffed into.
Wait,
Balthazar's just kind of noticing as he's going up. He's noticing, oh, I've got all this food jammed in me.
Just, like,
what is?
Just like squodging out of him, like literally not even squidging, squodging, like.
This is in my inventory, by the way. I've just noticed.
I
so gross.
do want to point out the sausage should not be there anymore because I threw it towards the hyenas.
There was another
It is
sausage.
discarded.
There's another one. Oh,
There were several.
There were a number of sausages.
I like the way it's got a little bit of of mustard on it.
So,
Oh, God.
yeah. Yeah, so Balthazar, now freed of all this food that was jammed into your joints by Zumbo when you left Arabelle. No, sorry, when you left half at.
Yes.
Yeah, as you all begin to crest the top of this incline, a shadow swoops past you, and you hear a low guttural roar. And those of you that are able to turn around and watch as a red dragon circles round you, and you can see the two elf-like humanoids riding on the dragon's back, kind of watching you with intent as you crest the top of the incline. And like as you look around, you can see that these Githyanki dragon riders are just kind of hovering just out of range, but distinctly keeping an eye on you. And as you look up, just a little way up in the distance, you can see what appears to be this large ruined keep, a fort, an outpost of some sort.
Told you. Like we'll say.
Heavily, like in a much worse state than Fort Lymira was. This place has clearly been battered by the ages. Badger, as you kind of approach, I mean, you grew, your monastery was in treetops, but from the books that you've seen of other monastic orders, this place has some sort of like monastic vibes about it, given also the remote location of it. And like as you approach it, like what do you do? I mean, you can the Githyanki aren't getting in your way, but you notice that there are dragon riders who are actively watching your approach.
Ketchup, can you tell them we come in peace? Or something?
If they get close enough, how far away are they?
They can be. There can be a point where they're just close enough for you to do a thing.
If they're 60 feet away, she will basically, as they swoop low, she'll reach out and be like, "We mean you no harm," as she attempts to project it directly into their minds.
Okay. So as you beam out that message, like to the rider of the dragon kind of glares at you, pulls hard on the dragon roars as it readjusts its course, and they just almost seem to be chaperoning you towards the keep. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, Chiron is like bowing the whole time, just like every so often, like when it's steady ground, just being like.
I just kind of imagined like Chiron's walking backwards and just basically like scraping the floor behind them from like.
Definitely.
Aww.
And then like saying to everyone else, "Come on, let them know we mean no harm." Because obviously he wouldn't have heard that from Katya.
Yes, that's true. As you're almost shepherded up the path towards what was once the gates of the keep, your dragon escort, kind of swoops in low overhead, flies ahead of you, brings its wings out wide to bring itself to a halt, and then it kind of pirouettes in the skies. It turns 180 and lands as dust billows out as it lands just to the flank of the keep. The keep gates and
Oh no.
Ooh.
Surrounded.
Oh, I don't like that.
Who's got the mind flayer head?
None of us, remember?
Did we leave it behind?
No, we brought it.
It was really mouldy and no one wanted to bring that kind of stuff with us. Come on.
Oh, it was
you are
disgusting.
absolutely allowed to have brought the mind flayer head if you want.
Imagine
Oh,
Shauna's
no, it was
Shauna's been
brilliant.
keeping it.
Oh, lucky
So-
Shauna.
Yes, as you kind of the dragon lands, the dust kind of billows out and covers you slightly, and you can see that there are 2 red dragons guarding the entrance to this keep, both mounted by 2 Githyanki riders. As you peer inside the courtyard across all the wreckage and the rubble, you can see that there is a gathering of various Githyankis, and you notice some of them are kind of only wearing kind of like half armors, so they've got bare chests, bare arms. But then there are others, including some of the riders, that are kind of dressed in full plate silvered armor. And they kind of stand and look at you a bit more aloofly. And like you hear the huffing and the snarling of the dragons, but the Githyanki say nothing. But they look at you expectantly as if waiting for you to enter.
Badger will swallow and begin to step forward.
At this point, Chiron bows down like, we come in complete harmony and groundedness to join with your airiness.
As you announce yourselves, like as you make your way into the courtyard, and Chiron, you're kind of giving this welcome speech. You hear like a heavy, and there's you notice from a hole in the wall ahead of you, a shadowy figure steps through a hole in the side of the ruined keep, and a heavily armored figure, a large greatsword on her back, large horns rising from her helmet, a cape billowing out behind her. You watch as the hunter approaches you, studies you,
Easy, Badger.
and says, "I hoped you would be," she says. And she steps to the side, and just behind her is a moon elf. And as you recognize Renna, and she, "Oh, hello." We'll call it there.
Ah.
Oh.
Very good.
Here be dragons.
Many, many dragons.
Congratulations, everyone, on completing session 22.
Yay.
21. Cool. So, yes, we will see what happens now you have arrived in this place with lots of Githyanki and lots of dragons.
It's really, really safe place, yes.
Really,
We're
really
gonna be
safe place.
friends.
Absolutely. So yes, once again, thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next week.
Sweet.
See you next week.
Beautiful.
See you next week.
Take
Bye-bye.
care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye, bye, bye. In the shadows of dragons, the Warhounds once again come face to face with the mysterious Githyanki warrior known as the Hunter. Having allowed the party to approach peacefully, is this a true opportunity for diplomacy? Come back next week to find out. Thank you for sticking around to the end of another session. I want to give you all a quick heads up that last weekend, some of the explorers and I, along with some special guests, chipped into the Gaming for Good 2022 event, raising money for End Youth Homelessness, specifically alongside 1625 independent people and their work in the southwest of the UK. We streamed 3 games which are available to view on the RPG Hangouts Twitch channel. Between us and the other RPG Hangout streams, we managed to raise £465 as of the time of recording, and I'm so thrilled that we were able to help out. You can find links to the Twitch channel and the Just Giving donation page down below. If you like what we're doing here, you can catch another video right here. And to keep up to date, hit the subscribe button here, as well as the bell to receive notifications of new content. With that said, take care everyone, and may the realms endure.